Sergei on the ice today, I assume he's back in good standing with the club. Go forward as
move ahead.
I mean, is he back in as a? I know you're not going to have to start it, but is he just part of the rotation like yesterday didn't happen?
What's your question?
Is he back where he was as a player, say before whatever happened? Is he back in complete good standing?
Yeah, we handle the situation inside the locker room. We get about our business now.
Do you think because Bob is the veteran he is, you're not worried about focus or anything like that?
You're going to have to ask Bob those questions. Now listen, I understand you have a job to do, and I understand this is a little bit of a story. There is no comment coming from me. There's no comment coming from the players. Okay, so if Yama wants a comment, that's his call. But we're getting ready to play Washington. That's where I'll answer questions today. As I said yesterday, I'm not trying to be an idiot, but it's just we're not commenting on it. We're keeping that in-house. I'll answer any question about it as far as we're moving forward here as their team.
Is it relieved to have this behind you and just be back to normal again?
We went about our business as we always do anyway, yesterday and all that. So we're just going about our business.
Brian Murray, not out there today.
Sick.
Yeah,
sick. He won't make the trip.
Okay.
Yeah. And Robinson sent down. Is that?
Robbie's down. We're still in the process. We're not sure who's going to come up.
There's a brief kind of look at him. What did you think of Robinson?
I liked it. I liked him. Yeah.
You see a lot of potential there.
Yeah. There's obviously some things he needs to work on. But I do think he has a future. We'll see where it goes.
Talked about it a little bit last night, but you did put that line together, again with Foligno and Jenner and Anderson, and they played well. One of the things you said before was like you'd like to see him score more goals. They scored 2 last night. That had to be encouraged.
It was a really good line. Checked against one of their top lines. Did a really good job there. I thought Nick's game prior to him leaving with his family was one of his better games. I thought he came back on the other backside of this here, playing one of his better games. And I thought the whole line contributed.
So you've always been reluctant to match lines necessarily. You've said that you don't like to do that. Is that line effective in a specific way that has you thinking maybe you will do that like you did last night with Johansson?
At times, yeah, because I know they have come to me and say they like an assignment. So at certain times, I think I can do that. I didn't totally lock into it. Luke's line played a little bit against him. Lavi was trying to get away from the match at certain times. So I know they like to have an assignment, but sometimes, as I always say, I'm really cognizant of the flow of the team and where the face-offs are. All sorts of things come into play. So, I thought they had a really good night.
I guess it depends on what line you are and what your assignment is, but do most guys like having an assignment?
Well, I think it's human nature. Everybody likes things spelled out for them. I don't think you become a better player that way when you're kind of holding hands and spelling everything out. I think they need to play in a lot of different situations that sometimes they're not really ready for or they weren't prepped for. But in checking roles, there are certain situations that I will kind of clue them in as far as what their job is tonight, but not all the time.
How do you handle the 4-on-3 power play? I mean, you don't practice that very often. I mean, I think you took a timeout before that. Was that as much to set that up or maybe get some rest for your players?
Both. Bread was on the ice. Bread's a big part of our 4-on-3. And it gave Lars a chance to work with him just to get set something up. Now, what he set up didn't happen because we scored so quickly. Like he says, just what I told him. So, you ask about our power play. It wasn't like, oh, they improved in this and they improved in that. We scored 2 goals in 34 seconds on our power play. We shot the puck and went in. And sometimes that's all you need is to get a shot to the net and have a good screen. So there wasn't any real science going on there. But certainly the timeout we used for both, it gives Lars a chance just to remind him because they are prepped before the game. But also Brett had a long shift.